Hello, I'm Laura Dockrill and I'm going to read a little bit from Aurabel for you. Aurabel. Morning. I wave to the faces as I rush about Tippy. Got 3 fish hooked on my hip, a jug of sea cow milk and a wedge of sweet sap for breakfast. You need a haircut, Aurabel, TT shouts as she scrambles up her merbies. It's too long now. Never. No such thing as too long. And I throw her a fish. Here, feed the babs. Oh, Aurabel, you spoil me. Oi, cries Orina. She's lounging on her decking, organising the plans for tonight's meeting. Chuck us a fish then. You know where the fish are. Don't be tight, Aurabel. Don't be lazy, Orina. It's not laziness, Aurabel. Some of us just don't quite have the stamina you do. It's honestly like your tapestry has an engine hidden inside of it. It's all me, I wink. See you at the meeting tonight, for sure. I've got an idea about how to use them shipping containers that dropped into the west. Could make a play centre for the mermaids, and was also thinking we could make a gallery, for all the pictures we have. We could hang them on the walls, open it up like an exhibition. Could be fun, nice to share all the images as inspiration, a bit of culture, something to do. I love it, what a great idea. You'll fancy yourself a position of mayor. Don't know about that, keep going the way you are. Stop trying to wrangle a free fish, I joke cheekily. I wasn't, but if you're offering, and I can't help but throw her one too. Love you, she shouts after me. My morning swim is my favourite swim of all, throwing myself about my town where I know all the names. This tippy town is my home. We're a poor place where we all live, where they don't. Closer to the walkers, closer to the beasts, in this sunken trench, still way away underneath, right before where the seabed stops the rocks begin, scooping back up like a hangnail. It's all right though, we don't complain. Even though we've got shit vegetation because we can't hardly grow any crops or nothing, and they've taken all the males from us. All male mer get to live in the whirl, or the ones worth keeping, I guess. Precious males. Snore. Ugh, dropped me right out. I don't even know what the big deal is. They're only good for one thing if you ask me, and they can't even do that half the time. I'm talking about hunting, by the way. If you didn't know, mer are a male-deprived species. To most of us, it don't make no difference. There's plenty of mer to make a mate or tessellate with, like for company and whatnot. If you wanted a male mate, you could salvage, but salvaging is costly, especially for a tip. Just another mouth to feed. So only the superior in the world can do that salvaging business. And even then, they encourage mostly male salvaging, really, because there's a shortage. Sure, we were all salvaged once upon a time, long ago before those in the world got richer and we got poorer and life got harder, and so now we don't. I've never wanted a male, to be honest, anyway. Nothing they can give me I can't give myself. See, in Tippy, none of us have parents for one reason or another. Ours either left us for dead, realising we weren't quite as special as they thought we were when they salvaged us, or died themselves. So yeah, down here we're a pack. A wild pack of mer that have made our own family out of the scraps we've got. Orphaned off into this town as outcasts. We've got to make do, as most of us just have what we came with. Nothing. Our terrain is a raving splatter of clutter, of mismatched, imbalanced wonky-tonk ripples and riddles of buildings, all chancing themselves as make-do homes for us tips. We're a very competent bunch, built ourselves gardens and a dump, and we help each other too. Like if someone has a problem with their slam, one tip will always try to help another. It's just the way down here, but don't get me wrong, like, we're not soppy or weak. Mer are an alpha species and it's definitely survival of the fittest. You have to be a bit like that here in Tippy. There isn't always enough to go around, see. Most slams are shacks all stacked up in blocks, cages covered in rags, odd ends of crates and skips and trucks and all sorts arranged as shops and markets and homes. It's a buzzy little place, sky high and crowded. We all build close together in these tight little stitches, see. Keeps us safe and we like to hear each other, like if danger comes or whatnot. In the middle of Tippy there's this grand square. It's there we have a meeting point. That's where the fallen plain is. Surrounding that, we have the crops that we can grow here, which aren't many, as I said. We don't get as much light as the world does, and it's pretty boggy down here, but we got roots, and some of them sprout flowers, which are well pretty. Even though they aren't that great to eat, they still look nice. My slam is an upturned car. Some of the idiots around here think that cars are meant to be that way, driven that way there on land, like with the wheels in the sky. Idiots. Of course, they don't know how to use them. You don't even have to know about walkers to know that. Just plain common sense. It's just how my slam landed. It didn't have a dead body in it or nothing. Some of the others in Tippy who live in the car say that's the real downside about making a car your slam. Sometimes there's a walker who's gone and died in it. You have to pull them out. Bury them, I guess, if you're nice, decent type. I would, but mostly there'd be fish food by then anyways. Mummy, my girl, is working at the Findings warehouse today, which is one of the projects that I invented. The warehouse is basically an old fallen ship. Inside we keep all the things that fall from the surface from the walkers. Obviously, we don't always know what is useful, valuable, precious, so we have a system. We have the pickers. These are the tips that route the whole of Tippy, collecting up any findings. Now, this can be anything, from remote controls to wardrobes to rope to magazines to food to money. See, we know money to walkers is like well important, but to us it's meaningless. We get more use out of a bottle top. Funny that, ain't it? Most of the pickers just preserve our area, keeping it safe and clean. But if we need something like, say, a scrap bit of metal or something that we don't have, it's the picker's job to find it. Then the sorters are based at the warehouse and they sort through all the findings. It's important that stuff gets sorted properly, like plastic bottles. We have tons of them, so we make use of them, floats, furniture, storage. The sorters also need to be pretty up to scratch on their walker knowledge, because obviously new things come down all the time, and these days they're becoming less useful as walkers rely heavily on technology, so everything is wires and small and shiny and not that useful to us. Opal used to know lots more than me about walker objects, but she's not here anymore, so we mainly have to guess. Murray is a sorter. I think that's the best job of all because it's the most exciting. Cleaning grit off a photograph to reveal the chubby smile of a happy baby. It's mostly a nice job. It suits Murray. She gets a real buzz from it. Murray is not her real name, by the way, but we call her Murray because once she found this badge in the well that fell from them walkers, a little white plastic thing. I mean, I can't read no walker talk, but Opal helped us understand it before she went up there and never came back. She can read but not write in walker, and she said the small bit in the colour red said, "Every little helps," and then it said the word Murray in big letters. She says it's a name badge, so we all started calling her Murray, just sort of stuck, I guess. I still fancy her every time I see her, her beads and chains all around her neck, the coloured gems she decorates on her arms and head, her goofy little thoughts. I like the moments when she pretends she doesn't know that I'm watching her. It's like our tiny secret unspoken game, just doing her sorting with delicate fingers, her hair wrapped in buns, her purple eyes looking for all things new. And me, just watching, wondering how she fits into the world without me, my half moon. And then she looks up, just like that, and I know it, every single time.